Yo, this is SoDrum86 bringing you another video. I wanted to do something different. Those of you who are new to the channel, I do collect wrestling action figures. I'm a wrestling nut, you know what I mean? Some wrestlers have fallen back there, as Shawn Michaels. Two Shawn Michaels are like toppled over. But yeah, and I'm still planning on doing another action figure like showcase video. I do have like figures that I've bought, gosh, over the past like few months that I just kind of want to showcase in like a big video. But anyways, this is going to be just kind of showing my wrestling video game collection. Now, growing up, gosh, I had every wrestling game that you could think of. I had all of them for the Nintendo, Sega, the Nintendo 64, PlayStation, Xbox. Gosh, I mean, the list goes on and on, man. I think I literally have owned the bad ones, the good ones. Like, remember Royal Rumble for the Dreamcast? There was like some good to that game, but it was terrible. Like, graphics were cool. Like certain things were okay, but it was just so like ugh. But it was supposed to be like an arcade game. It is what it is. Now, a lot of these games I did buy back, like, because I was always somebody when a new video game system came out, I would always get rid of the previous one, which now I wish I never would have done that before. But over the past several years, I have gotten like I got a PlayStation 2 really cheap. I got a PlayStation 1 really cheap, and it works phenomenally. Like the PlayStation 1 that I have, I mean, those things were built to last, dude. I got that PlayStation 1 for $25 and it works. It doesn't stop on me. Like, the games play good in it. Nothing messes up in it. It is perfect for $25, PlayStation 1 off of eBay. And it came in a box with just like some styrofoam and magazine clipping, like paper, like somebody cut up a bunch of like shredded a bunch of magazines and just put it in there. And I mean, it works perfect. So I have a PlayStation 3 still. It's still my original PlayStation 3. I no longer have a PlayStation 4, but you can play PlayStation 4 games on the PS5, so it is what it is. But like, I no longer have my Dreamcast. I no longer have my Nintendo 64. I don't have my Sega Genesis or anything like that. Like I said, every time I got a new gaming console, it was out with the old, in with the new. Again, I was a kid, so it's like I wish I would have known better at that time. I would have never gotten rid of any of them because I never needed to. They were always like Christmas gifts, you know what I mean? Yeah. So anyways, I just wanted to kind of showcase some wrestling games and then just look at my favorites. Now, this isn't going to be showing all of them that I have, because on my PlayStation, I have like 2K18, 2K 19, 20, 22, and 23 are all on my PlayStation, right? They're in my library. I can download them whenever I want. But as like in terms of physical copies of the games that I have, that's what we'll be showing off today. So first, we've got the lovely SmackDown Know Your Role. This game was fun. This was actually better than the first SmackDown, but the first SmackDown was fun. Also, cool little fact. Remember I don't know if they still have it in New York. I really don't. But remember the WWE store that was in New York? When I was a kid, when the SmackDown games first came out, it wasn't my whole family, but it was me, my stepmom, my dad, and my brother. We went to New York, and it was around my birthday, and we went to the WWE store, and my dad got me SmackDown for my birthday. Now, the funny thing is because at the time, like when my brother was still living at the house, like he was, he was either in college or like high school. And I want to say college, maybe it was college, but he had the PlayStation and I had, we always had the opposite system of one another. But I was like, yo, can I get this? And my dad got it for me, and my brother let me play this on the PlayStation. So it was all good. That's how I got to play a lot of the games. Like, I would get a game that was just for the PlayStation, and I play it on my brother's system, and then vice versa. He would do the same thing, like with my gaming console. So I like this SmackDown 2 game. It is awesome. Then let's move into the PlayStation 2 era. Let's move into the PlayStation 2 era. We've got SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. Awesome game. In some ways, I do like this better than Here Comes the Pain. Certain aspects of it. Here Comes the Pain. I get it. It's still like one of the greatest wrestling games of all time. But do not sleep on SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. Also, another little fun fact. I know that we all have issues with the pin system in AEW Fight Forever. But if you go back and play this game, you will see that THQ, that wasn't the first time they did that. This has the same pin system. So like you can lose to a basic or a basic move, like just a body slam or something stupid, and it's very, very difficult to kick out. But the game is still dope. Then we've got, and I just mentioned it, we've got the GOAT, SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. Awesome game. Awesome game. Right now, every game that's in this ring, I absolutely love. And I've played through multiple times. Back when I was getting sick of 2K22 and 2K23, I went back to these games. Let's see. And then I feel like this game is a little underrated. I know it has some issues, but the game was still dope, and it still played a lot like SmackDown Here Comes the Pain. Was the first SmackDown versus Raw. Now we're getting into my like all-time favorites, man. Now, again, this is outside of No Mercy and WrestleMania because those are some of my favorites as well. I played the hell out of those games. But SmackDown versus Raw, this series holds a special place in my heart, just like those other THQ games for the Nintendo 64. They hold a very, very special place in my heart, man. Like, absolutely love these games. I thought this game was cool. I love the storyline mode. I just beat this again. I went through the season mode. I want to say I went through the season mode like twice before WWE 2K24 came out. And then, now see, this is a toss-up. These next two games I'm going to show, it's a toss-up on which one I like more, and I'll get into why. So, we've got SmackDown versus Raw 2006 and SmackDown versus Raw 2007. When I first got my own PlayStation console, right? Because my brother always had the PlayStation systems. When I first got my own PlayStation 2, this was the first game that I bought. I was so happy. I remember being off of work, and I just got paid, and I had a vacation day, and it was what, Friday? I think it was a Friday. Had a vacation day, and I had already planned this. I planned my vacation. I was like, yo, it's payday. I'm taking Friday off. I'm going up to GameStop, and I'm getting this. And it had just come out. So I got the PlayStation. At first I called. I was like, it was when they had like the small PlayStations were out, the small PlayStation 2s. And I was like, do you guys got it? The guy said, yeah. I still actually do. I lived very close to that GameStop. And so I went up there right away, got SmackDown versus Raw 2006 and the PlayStation 2. And I was like, yeah, that's this game right here. Man, oh man. All right. And then you got SmackDown versus Raw 2007. Awesome game. The only thing that I didn't like is it took a little bit to get used to the controls. I did not like that. I don't think that they needed to change the controls the way that they did. It was weird. It was very awkward for me at the time. I prefer the game controls from this. I do not like I still really don't like the controls of SmackDown versus Raw 2007, but that does not take away the fact that it is a dope game, it does not take away the fact that it's an awesome game. So now we are about to get into one of the worst SmackDown versus Raw games. Yeah, really one of the worst ones for me. SmackDown versus Raw 2008. Not the greatest. Not the greatest experience. Was this the one with the 24/7 mode? Yes, this is the one with the 24/7 mode. Terrible. The cutscenes were awful and repetitive, and I mean, it wasn't my cup of tea. It just was not my cup of tea. Couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And then I don't think I got SmackDown versus Raw 2011. No, I don't, as I'm looking over in this pile. But I do have SmackDown versus Raw 2010. I did like this one. I did like this very much. You know what I'm just realizing? I am missing a game, and I think it's still in my TV stand. I do have SmackDown versus Raw 2009 because I was just looking at the pile and I was like, wait a minute, where is the one with Shawn Michaels in them on the cover? Anyways, SmackDown versus Raw 2009 is good too. I thought I had this in I would get up and do some editing, but I don't really feel like doing that. So I'll just talk about SmackDown versus Raw 2009. I like that one. SmackDown versus Raw 2010. Good game. Yeah. Dope. All right. Now, like I said, I don't have SmackDown versus Raw 2011. Okay. Here we go. This, my favorite universe mode in WWE 12. It was good in WWE 13 as well. This is back when I loved universe mode. Universe mode was so dope, man. The surprises that you got, like nearly every week, there was a different thing. There would be cutscenes where it was a number one contenders match, and if you won the first match, Vince McMahon would come out and he would say, no, it's not over yet. And they bring out another wrestler, and then you would have to wrestle somebody else. The storylines that would branch into triple threat matches. How smart the system was, where when something happened from a week-to-week basis, it kept track of what was going on in the universe mode. That's how I prefer universe mode to be. Like, yes, if you want to make a game where you're doing everything, like you're Triple H or Vince McMahon, I understand that concept, and it is a good idea, like having somebody plan their whole universe, like the match card, the storylines, the cutscenes. That's cool and everything, but just let me do the matches. Let me come up with like my shows, but I want universe mode to just play out. I want to be surprised. I want it to feel like I'm watching it on a weekly basis. That's what I want, right? And then we've got WWE 13. Love it. Want to know why? The Attitude Era mode. When I tell you guys I've played through the Attitude Era mode, I swear it's almost like a yearly thing. I make it like an annual thing. I will play through the Attitude Era mode over and over and over and over and over again. Love it. Absolutely love it. Now, at the same time that I play that mode over and over and over again, I play the 30 years of WrestleMania. I play this over and over and over again. 2K14, which we all know isn't really a 2K game. It's still THQ. We all know about that whole thing. But awesome. Very awesome. All right, we almost done, man, in terms of what I got, physically on hand. Let's see. Now, your boy does have the next two games are duplicates, but I've got WWE 2K15 on the PS3, WWE 2K15 on the PS4. It's way better on this. Let's just be honest. It's way better on this. But I did like the showcase modes for these. I like doing the showcase mode. Well, I like doing the showcase mode better in this, but graphically is why I like doing the showcase mode in on the PS4. So yeah, it's this way better than this version because this still played like the THQ games. Still, it was the same engine, all of that good stuff. And then 2K16, another great one because of the man on the cover. And this was the last really good showcase mode. After this, showcase started to kind of go downhill. The Daniel Bryan one for 2K19 is good, but it is not nearly as good as this. This still had the entrances. So yeah. For this one, I actually do like the showcase mode more in the PS4 than the PS3, even though again, this has the THQ like stuff engine. All right. We're almost done. We are almost done. Because this is the last physical copy wrestling game that I have. And it is 2K14. 2K14 is a game that it's a mixed bag, right? I have fun with it. I love doing the old school matches for you guys. It's what I do when I play these 2K games. I go to Community Creations, download all the old school stuff. But I mean, this game is riddled with a lot of problems. You know, they give a patch, hairs missing from calls. Sometimes people have had creations completely wiped where they have to download them again. The game just has a ton of issues. Having fun with it. I have been taking a bit of a break from it, but it's still a fun game to play when you play it the way that you want to play it, if that makes any sense. But yeah, so and unfortunately, I mean, look, to be honest, man, when I got this version, the deluxe edition, believe me when I say this, it wasn't for content purposes. It was because I got hype because of the 40 years of WrestleMania. Even after finding out there was only going to be so many matches on it, and you weren't going to get all of the WrestleMania arenas, when you get me with old school wrestling of any kind, when you get me with Attitude Era and previous, you know, if you get me with even the Ruthless Aggression, you can get me like that. You know what I mean? So it's like that nostalgia just it gets me. That nostalgia bait gets me when it comes to these wrestling games. Trust me, it gets me, man. And I love it. I love the old school. I love the old school. So that's really why I jumped on this game. It wasn't so I could be one of the first people to, you know how many content creators was playing this game early and it had it installed earlier and putting up. Yeah, nah, it was not for content purposes with me. Do I kind of regret getting this version of the game? Yeah, because I don't want the Pat McAfee pack. That's why I don't, if I had a choice, I wouldn't buy that Pat McAfee pack at all. Not at all. But that's it, folks, man. I hope you enjoyed this video. I wanted to do something different. That's why I'm gonna throw in the action figure stuff here and there too, because I do that on this channel. It's just that I haven't put up any action figure videos in a while. And that's on me. You know what I mean? Sometimes I let things get away, and you know, it is what it is. But I do still plan on doing that, man. Yeah, you know what? Just a little tease because I do have them right next to me. Part of what I was going to showcase in that wrestling figure video is this Yokozuna Ultimates. It's been out for a while, since like the beginning of summer, but it's a dope Yokozuna. Very happy that I have this version of Yoko. But that's about it with the action figure stuff. I'm gonna have to do that in a separate video, man. But I will have more gameplay videos coming up, man. I hope you guys are enjoying them. Thank you guys for tuning in as always. Let me know what's your favorite wrestling game out of the wrestling games that you saw in this video. What is your personal favorite? Which one brings you back the most, gives you the most nostalgic feels, and which one had the which one did you play the longest? You know what I mean? Like, cause I think I've played WWE 13 the most, if I'm being honest. Like I said, I make it a yearly thing where I will play through that Attitude Era mode. I do not play about my wrestling, man. When I say wrestling games are my thing, wrestling games are my thing, man. I've been playing them since I was a kid. The arcade ones, the simulation ones, the good, the bad, the ugly. I played them all, man. I even have Fire Pro Wrestling on my PlayStation right now. So yeah, I'm all about my wrestling games, man. Just know Wrestling Code will be on this channel when it comes out, whenever that game comes out, and Ultra Pro Wrestling will be on this channel as well. So thank you guys for tuning in as always. It is your boy Soul Drum 86, and I'm out. Peace.